You're not lazy. You've probably never been lazy a day in your life. The proof? You'll happily spend 2 hours organizing a folder, deep cleaning your desk, or color-coding a to-do list. Anything except the one thing you actually need to do. That's not laziness. Laziness doesn't try that hard. What's really happening is stranger, and once you see it, you can finally do something about it. Because here's the thing nobody tells you. Procrastination has almost nothing to do with willpower, and it was never a time management problem. It comes down to one specific thing your brain is quietly trying to avoid. In the next few minutes, I'll show you exactly what that is, why every fix you've tried keeps failing, and 3 small levers you can pull tonight to start breaking the cycle. We treat procrastination like a discipline failure, so we attack it like one. We download another app, we build another perfect schedule. We promise ourselves, tomorrow, I'll just do it. And for about 2 days, it works. Then we're right back to refreshing the same 3 tabs at midnight, wondering what's wrong with us. Here's what's wrong. Nothing. You're running the right strategy against the wrong enemy. Because none of those tools failed because you're weak. They failed because they're all aimed at the wrong target. A better calendar can't fix this. A stricter rule can't fix this. The problem was never out there in your schedule. It's an internal one. So let's look at what's actually going on, because the answer is going to feel uncomfortably familiar. Here's what research suggests is really happening. Procrastination isn't a time problem. It's an emotion problem. Researchers describe it as short-term mood repair. When a task brings up something uncomfortable, your brain does exactly what brains are built to do. It moves away from the discomfort. So you're not actually avoiding the report, or the workout, or the email. You're avoiding the feeling the task gives you. The task is just where the feeling lives. But a feeling is vague, so let's get specific because naming it is half the battle. Usually it's one of 3. The first is fear of judgment. Some part of you suspects the work won't be good enough, so as long as you don't start, it can't be judged. The second is a fuzzy first step. The task is a blurry cloud. Do my taxes, fix my life, and your brain can't find the edge to grab, so it stalls. And the third is perfectionism, which sounds like a strength but acts like a break. If it has to be flawless, starting feels dangerous, because anything less than perfect feels like failure. Notice none of these are, I just don't care. You care so much it hurts. That's the part no one tells you. Let me show you what this looks like in real life. Picture this. There's an email sitting in your inbox, an important one, from someone whose opinion matters. You open it. You read the first line. And then, without deciding to, your thumb is on Instagram. You didn't choose to scroll. The discomfort spiked, and your hand just moved. Or this one. It's Sunday. You've blocked the whole afternoon to finally start that big project. And somehow you end up reorganizing your entire kitchen, productively, sweating, getting things done, anything but the thing you set aside the day for. If either of those landed a little too hard, good. That recognition is the whole point, because now we can name what's really driving it. So sit with this, because it changes everything. You don't have a productivity problem. You have a discomfort avoidance habit. The scrolling, the snacking, the suddenly urgent dishes, those aren't random. They're tiny escape hatches, and every escape hatch leads to the exact same place: relief. And that relief is the real trap. The second you switch from the scary task to the phone, the discomfort drops instantly. It feels good. And anything that feels good right after you do it, your brain quietly files away as, do that again. So without ever deciding to, you've been training yourself to escape. The task stays undone. The dread comes back bigger, and the loop pulls a little tighter each time. That's why it gets worse with age. You've just had more reps. This is also why raw willpower keeps losing. Willpower asks you to sit inside an uncomfortable feeling and just take it, while a guaranteed hit of relief is one tap away. That's not a fair fight. You're not failing the willpower test. You were handed a test almost nobody passes. Okay, you think. I'll just wait until I feel motivated. But here's the problem. Motivation is also a feeling. And you've spent months, maybe years, teaching your brain to chase one feeling above all others: relief. So waiting to feel motivated usually means waiting forever. Here's the flip almost no one makes. Motivation doesn't come before action. Most of the time it comes after. You start first, and the wanting catches up. Now, before the fixes, let's clear out 3 pieces of advice you've definitely been handed, because they're why you keep failing. Number 1, it's a time management problem. Just plan better. But you already know how to make a schedule. The schedule was never broken. The moment you sit down to follow it is. Planning is easy precisely because it's not the scary task. Number 2, just stop being lazy and discipline yourself. We've already buried that one. It's not laziness, it's avoidance. And shaming an avoidance habit just adds one more uncomfortable feeling to escape from. And number 3, the trendy one, the dopamine detox. The idea that you can starve your brain of stimulation for a day and reset your motivation. Here's the honest version. That's a catchy label, not a real reset. You can't drain dopamine out of your head by being bored on a Sunday. But strip away the myth, and there's a kernel of truth. The less effortless relief you have within arm's reach, the easier the hard thing becomes. So we'll keep the mechanism and drop the pseudoscience. Good news? A loop has weak points, and this one has 3 places you can break it. Lever 1. Lower the activation energy. The hardest moment isn't doing the task, it's starting it. So make starting almost free. Don't commit to writing the report. Commit to 2 minutes. Open the document and type one ugly sentence you fully intend to delete. Here's that in action. Say you've been dodging the gym for a week. Don't commit to a workout. Commit to putting on your shoes and standing at the door. That's the whole goal. 9 times out of 10, once the shoes are on, you go. Because you were never afraid of the gym. You were afraid of the size of a workout. You're not trying to finish. You're trying to break the standstill. And here's the quiet trick. Starting is the part that feels scary. Once you're moving, the feeling you were avoiding usually shrinks on its own. Lever 2. And this is the one most people skip. Treat the feeling, not the task. Remember, the task was never the real obstacle. So before you fight the work, name what you're actually feeling, out loud or on paper. This feels overwhelming. I'm scared this won't be good enough. It sounds too simple to matter, but putting a feeling into words takes some of the charge out of it. Here's the example. That scary email from earlier. Before you touch it, you write one line on a sticky note. I'm afraid they'll think I dropped the ball. Suddenly, it's not a vague dread. It's a specific, manageable thought. Then shrink the task until it no longer reads as a threat. A terrifying write the report becomes a boring list 3 bullet points. A scary reply to the email becomes write 1 sentence, don't send it yet. Boring is good. Boring is doable. Lever 3. Stop relying on willpower and design your environment so you barely need it. Make the right thing easy and the escape hatch hard. Put your phone in another room. Close every tab but one. The goal is simple. 1 tap to the work, 10 taps to the distraction. Here's how small this can be. One friend of mine could not stop reaching for their phone while writing, so they started leaving it charging in the kitchen, face down, across the apartment. Nothing heroic. They just made the escape hatch take 40 extra steps. Their focus didn't improve because they got tougher. It improved because the easy escape got slightly annoying. Then change the story you tell yourself. Not, I have to force myself to do this, but I'm the kind of person who starts before they feel ready. That's the deepest lever of all, because you don't argue with who you believe you are. Pull it enough times and starting stops being a battle. It just becomes what you do. Now, one more thing, and it might be the most important. You're going to slip. Some night you'll pull none of these levers and lose 3 hours to your phone, and the old voice will show up. See? You're hopeless. You'll never change. Here's what the research actually says about that voice. It makes it worse. Studies link harsh self-criticism to more procrastination, not less. Because beating yourself up is just one more bad feeling. And what do you do with bad feelings? You escape them. By tomorrow, you're avoiding the task and the shame stacked on top of it. The counterintuitive fix is self-compassion. Researchers have found that people who forgive themselves for procrastinating are actually less likely to do it next time. So when you slip, try the line you'd give a friend. That was a rough night, it happens. What's the smallest thing I can start now? That's not going soft. That's removing the very fuel the loop runs on. So, quick recap. You're not lazy. You're avoiding a feeling, usually fear of judgment, a blurry first step, or perfectionism. Willpower loses because relief is too easy. Motivation comes after you start, not before. And you don't need more discipline overnight. You need 3 levers. Make starting almost free. Treat the feeling instead of the task, and design a world where the right move is the easy one. And when you slip, drop the shame instead of the goal. Here's your move. Don't try all 3 tonight. Just pull one. Pick the task you've been dodging, set a timer for 2 minutes, and start before you feel ready. That's it. If this reframed how you see your own brain, subscribe. This channel is all about the small levers that move big behavior. I broke the 2-minute lever into a 60-second short, and it's right here. Go pull it.